Hey, Pastor Kevin here. Quick question for you. Has anything changed for you over the past 2 years, almost 2.5 years since COVID arrived in our lives? Has anything changed in terms of your priorities, the vision for your life, your vision for your family, your job, your how you're going to socialize, how you're going to connect with the world and use your gifts, skills, and talents? Has any of that changed during COVID? I know it has for me. For me, it's about living less like a hermit in my little apartment there, more engaging the world a little more, well, enthusiastically. Because for me, as an introvert, as an Enneagram 5, it is very easy for me to slip into the temptation of just staying all by myself. And I find if I do that, I'm okay with that. But at the same time, I don't grow. I'm not challenged. I don't see the world as it is. I see it through the lens of my own media consumption, my own just inner thoughts and that sort of thing. So getting out and gathering with people has been a priority for me. And I know some friends of mine who have completely changed the direction of their careers to so they can work less, perhaps make less even, but spend more time doing the things they love to do and being with people they love. So that has been a priority. They recognized that they weren't living the life that they wanted to live, that perhaps God was calling them to live. They were living according to other people's expectations and needs rather than their own. What I think is happening is God is still calling us to deep listening, listening to our lives, listening to the community, listening to those around us, listening to creation. What is stories being told through all of that? Because right now, if we want to find a biblical parallel to where we're at, I think a couple stories come together. One, first of all, is Elijah crying out to God and sitting there just listening for the voice of God. What is God saying to him? Also, I'm thinking about the Israelites in the desert, in the wilderness, for 40 years. And that was a time for them to learn a new reality, a time to listen to the world around them and listen to themselves as they're going through this, and what is God saying to them through them. So that's what I'm thinking about today. What do we need to hear? What is the world telling us right here, right now, that we need to respond to? Or instead, this could be about Jesus in the wilderness being tempted by worldly powers and him rejecting them because he was listening to the world and listening to God, listening to himself and what his life was saying, and said that's not where he is called to go, where everyone else would have helped him in that purpose, because that is what we chase after, security, status, and wealth. And also, I think this is a time where we do not create a strategic plan, either for our lives or for the church, because we aren't done listening yet. We aren't done listening to the story that's being told all around us and where we fit in. So I think the world that will emerge will present opportunities for ministry and mission in the community. But that hasn't emerged yet. And first of all, I think we need to ask the questions of who are we? Who are we now that we've gone through this global emergency? What is God calling us to? Who is God calling us to be? Who do we want to be? Because right now I think there's a lot of opportunity for us when we sit back and listen first, instead of acting. I know in our culture we reward action, action, action. But in the Christian tradition, sitting back and listening is also as deeply valued. Listening to the Spirit, listening to the lives of those around us, listening to the needs around us, listening to the opportunities that present themselves as needs, and then following on the opportunities that present to us when we are faithful in our mission and deep in our listening. So what is God telling you through your life? Has God called you to change during this time? Has God called you to reevaluate your priorities and how you want you to live your own life and life within your family? I would give us a chat down in the comments section and see where this conversation leads.